TFWarlord.blogspot.com. Who's next?
All right. See, he doesn't want to say anything disrespectful to Kathleen Kennedy or Leslie Handlin, and she thinks that somehow give you some kind of blessing that they'll actually listen to you. No, they're not gonna listen to you. They don't give a shit about what you have to say. Star Wars theory, okay? If she's using Star Wars as a vehicle, right? To groom and George Lucas made Star Wars for a generation about fairy tales. That's why he made it, a new modern day myth. All right, not to make you people gay. Hormone pills and ruin their lives. Yeah, I have no obligation to be civil if they're playing dirty pool and they're going after our children. The hell with them. The hell with being civil or being disrespectful, respectful of a scumbag child molesters. The hell no. And here's the thing: he is letting them run the game. He's playing on his back foot. If you are letting them label you, that means you're letting them define the language of everything in the media. No, I'm not accepting that. I don't accept that they define the language and they can label anybody anything they want. That means they're running the whole freaking conversation. Well, you understand that? If you think that they label you toxic, that means you can't say anything that negates everything you says. It doesn't negate everything you says. It only negates everything it says if you let them mind control you. If you let them bamboozle you. I think they're running the conversation. They're not. They're not as strong as you think they are. Or they think they are. They're pretending to be. They are just low grade empaths. I'll tell you exactly what they are. You are low grade empaths on the low end of the spectrum. Okay, there's a reason why they call it a spectrum. There's an electromagnetic spectrum. All right, and people just don't understand. I'm just talking over people's heads. That's why George Lucas had to take midichlorians basically out of Star Wars after a point because people weren't understanding it. Okay, so I'm not gonna go too deep, but the fact of the matter is they are influencers. They influence the public to a degree, a stronger influence on the weak-minded, just like in Star Wars. Force only has a strong influence on the weak-minded. If you're weak-minded and you think they can manipulate you, they will manipulate you. And they obviously manipulated Star Wars theory because they painted him into a corner, saying he can't say whatever he wants to say. It has to be played some kind of rules of engagement to go against these people who are freaking disgusting and ruining people's childhood. Please, man, ruin my childhood. I can't look at my Star Wars figures the same anymore. I grew up on this, okay? I actually grew up on Star Wars. When I was 3 years old, it was when the first Star Wars came out. I was too young to go to that one because when I asked to go, obviously I'm three, so my parents are going to listen to what I say. But I heard from word of mouth how good it was. And I eventually saw it on WHT, which is like New York, Queens kind of ghetto version of cable. WHT wasn't actually cable, but it was like a paid for a service television service, okay? And it wasn't necessarily cable, but it was like cable, all right? And they had Star Wars on that. And also, when I was a kid, I had the figures. I didn't get to see the movie when I was three, but I got the toys when I was three. So at Christmas after Star Wars came out, my mom got me the Land Speeder, Luke Skywalker. I had Han Solo and I had Ben Kenobi. My brother had Darth Vader. I remember my brother had Darth Vader because I broke the head off of his Darth Vader, and he had the Tie Fighter. So I had the Land Speeder. My brother had the Tie Fighter. So I still had Star Wars in my childhood at 3, and obviously when I was older, a little, I mean, a year older or so, I saw it on WHT, and then the ones when they came out in Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi, my parents took us to the. We had to wait a long line, went around the building of the movie theater to actually see it, and we actually got to see those in the theater. I remember because during that sequence when Luke's in the cave with his vision of Vader, the film camera messed up, and they had to reattach the spool, so we had to watch that part like 3 or 4 times before they actually got the movie to go forward. I remember that. My little brother doesn't remember that because he was like really young. Because by that point I was 6, so that would make him about 3. So he doesn't actually remember that happening, but I remember it. Anyway, well that's that. Anyway, Star Wars Theory, man. Star Wars Theory is kind of a punk. That's what happens when you get too many subscribers. You get some guy kind of god complex because he's like deleting my comment. Like this comment I put right here. He's gonna freaking delete it. I know he's gonna delete it because I wrote something slightly less accusatory than this. But if I wrote something less accusatory than this, I said he was gonna groom our children. I said that. I left it at that. And I said we should make our own Star Wars content from going forward, right? The only Star Wars content that counts is that Star Wars content made by fans. Basically said like all YouTube creators and content creators are the rebellion, and Disney's the Death Star. Take that. Oh, that's not so threatening. They said the Death Star mean they're a big monolith. Okay, that doesn't mean that's not a threat. You can take it that way if you're a coward. If you're a coward like Star Wars theory, you'll take that as a threat. As it is, all he's doing is using Star Wars to sell fake sabers. Okay, he's in Star Wars that sell fake sabers, and then he thinks that puts him in a position to tell everybody else what they can say and what they can't say. He's no holier than thou person. He's like openly, blatantly performing copyright infringement. Last time I checked, lightsabers are a registered trademark of Lucasfilm. When puts you in a position to say you can just make Star Wars fucking memorabilia without a license? They probably just don't have to waste the time to make the legal trouble to shut his ass down. They probably will eventually. That's probably why he's being seen kind of an ass kisser and telling us not to say anything too combative against Lucasfilm. Will hurt his pocket. You're looking at my computer. It shut itself down. That's what I wrote. I had made a diss track. I said not just so you go to my channel, but I'm saying you should. That's what I did, and that's what you should do. And they think, yeah, because here's the thing, he's lucky that my computer shut down because I had copied this. I knew he might shut it down, right? So I copied it into my clipboard, right? I knew he'd do something shitty like try to delete it. He deleted my comments before. But stupid people made dumb comments, right? Trying to imply that the fights in that stupid Acolyte show was better than anything in the prequels, or the prequels fights weren't as good as they were. They're trying to do that. They'll try to throw you on the bus just to like make themselves look good. They'll try to tear something good down to make themselves look good. Kind of like name droppers, like my asshole brother. He'll name drop people and try to put them down or whatever, like celebrities, just to make himself look good. Like you tear them down, they'll bring you up somehow. That's what he thinks. He's an idiot. Anyway, he's an idiot, and so are these people who are trying to say that the fights in the fucking prequels weren't the best ever in Star Wars. Out of all the three trilogies, the fights in the prequels are 100 times better than everything. Nick Lord went out of his way to make it show how good the Jedi were in their heyday, and that's why he made it so good. He said if you're a person who fights against people with guns and you're using a sword, you got to be damn good with it. You be like excellent, like master level with it, in order to fight people with fucking guns. And that's why the fights were so good and they're so proficient in martial arts. And that's what Hedlund doesn't get because she's just a fat broad. She's a fat, stupid broad who doesn't understand fighting. Period. All she doesn't understand is eating and being a fat slob and drinking mimosas and fucking mai tais and getting fatter and fatter from drinking too much alcohol. Okay, she's a fat broad. And this jerk, you're a fucking 6 foot dude. 6 foot dude that looks like Yoda. Why do you look so much like fucking Yoda? It looks like his Yoda had a baby of a goddamn 6 foot Wookie, 8 foot Wookie, and had this motherfucker. He looks weird, bro. My parents saw this horror movie back in the 80s, right? And it was this huge monster. It was like a big giant plant monster, but it had a head of Yoda. The head was Yoda, so it was a huge body of a tiny ass head, and it was disgusting. It was weird. I forgot the name of the movie. It was some stupid horror movie. The name escapes me. But that's what this asshole looks like. Like a freaking monster of a tiny head. Fuck this guy. And he had the nerve to delete my comment. He deleted my comment before it. If I'm defending the prequels, you should be able to say whatever you want to say, okay? Anyway, this is the comment. He's going to try to delete it because he's a punk bitch and a gutless fucking coward who's trying to sell these bullshit fake sabers. Who wants a fucking fake saber that's not made by Star Wars, not made by LucasArts? Who would want that? At $399? Haha! You fucking stupid. If it's $399, it should have cut through fucking solid metal, okay? There's no way I'm buying that shit. $500. This fucking guy's a psycho. Who buys it? He is so bilking the fans and ripping off the fans. It's not even funny. And I heard these things are defective too. They break all the time and they're not good. He has no workmanship. This guy has no integrity. Okay, he's hardly any better than the goddamn idiots in Lucasfilm making terrible fucking content. I suppose he doesn't think people should come after him either. When you're making $500 lightsabers that do jack shit, who the hell would want this? What kind of idiot would pay it? And it's not even official LucasArts, and you're paying for it that much? What the hell is this made of? Platinum? The whole thing would have to be made of platinum to cost that fucking much. Psychotic. This is ridiculous, man. This guy's a ripoff. And it's really taking advantage of fans that are like kind of weak-minded and have a lot of disposable income. That's freaking sad. No lightsaber, fake lightsaber that doesn't cut anything and doesn't actually have laser attached to it to cost any more than $150. There's no goddamn way. Unless it's gold plated and has diamond encrusted handle, then maybe. Otherwise, no. Okay. This is clearly not that. This guy's a joker, man. I lost 100 points of respect for him. I'm not even going to subscribe anymore. I'm going to unsubscribe right here. I'm subscribed. Fuck you, bro. I'm totally unsubscribing. I'm gonna wait till my comments up for a few minutes, then I'll unsubscribe. But I'm unsubscribing, okay? That his mods or wherever they are, these bitches are like deleting my comments. Fuck you, man. Who do you think you are? Anyway, I'm out. I guess this war is going to be fought on several different fronts, okay, by separate entities. We can't actually work together because some of us are punks. We're only out for the bag. Not for the Sith. This is my apprentice, Sean D. Wait, my bit. All right, this one. Wait, if I say when, this is my apprentice. Oh, that's him. Yeah. All right. But stay this way. Stand straight. Stay facing straight. Okay. Not for the dick. This is my apprentice, Sean Lee.